Back to making coffee for our local baristas in Louisville after they walked off the job Monday. Employees from 2 coffee chains joined forces in their fight for a new contract.
No contract! No coffee! No contract! No coffee!
Those baristas from locally owned Center Goss and Starbucks went on a one-day strike Monday on 5th Street in downtown Louisville. They're calling for a raise and a higher quality of life. Workers called out those companies in the middle of union contract negotiations.
We haven't gotten very far in the process, we've been met with a lot of resistance and unwillingness to negotiate.
We contacted both companies. Center Goss declined to comment, but Starbucks sent us a statement saying it's committed to making progress with negotiations toward a first contract where union representatives have approached contract bargaining with professionalism. It went on to say union reps have consistently failed to show up for our partners despite the repeated claims and escalating publicity stunts. Well, it was a close vote by the Hillview City Council, but neighbors are elated. A controversial plan by a locally owned concrete company to expand had neighbors raising health concerns. Connor Steffen reports why a decision in Bullitt County shocked everyone.
This is for the council meeting.
Concern.
If this was in your backyard, you would not let it happen.
After concern.
We are asking you to not only listen to us, but to hear us.
Hillview City Council fielded dozens during this public hearing over a company's plan to expand.
We've never been reassured.
I feel like he's being robbed, but now she's going to have to get checked.
Look around for them about a piece of land.
Though it was one concrete concern or concrete company that brought these Hillview homeowners here.
139 traffic stops.
The fight over a proposed city ordinance allowing family-owned business S&S Concrete to rezone nearly 10 acres of its light industrial land as heavy industrial, allowing the site large-scale undertakings and heavy industrial equipment. It's raised health concerns for neighbors living just feet from it.
Our neighborhood is not an urban area, and our neighborhood is not suitable for industrial purposes.
Steve has done everything that he can and will continue to do to make sure that he's in compliance health-wise with all the departments.
S&S Concrete owner Steve Smith said his workers have been told to be mindful of residents while working, though he also admits to having used a rock crusher on the site for about 6 months after buying the property in 2022. An attorney for the company says that Smith, who is a 4th-generation business owner, wasn't aware he needed a different zoning permit to operate the rock crusher at the time. She says when he found out, he immediately stopped using the equipment. That equipment will sit idle a bit longer now after this vote.
3 votes for, 3 against. We'll go back to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Hillview City Council holding an expansion to property or operations for now.
It is so exciting because it's from the heart.
A vote that came as a surprise to these neighbors.
Some of the council members too, they voted yes. If they lived in my place, I'm not a betting person, but I still, every nickel I got, they would not want to live there.
Neighbors say they respect Smith and his business, but prefers operations move elsewhere. In a statement, the company's attorney said it's working on the next steps for S&S Concrete at this time. Connor Steffen, WHAS11 on your side.
And we will keep you updated with what is going on in that story. Again, our Connor Steffen there. It's not over yet. The issue of rezoning now heads to the Bullitt County Planning and Zoning Commission, which will review the decision from last night. Louisville's Office of the Inspector General will host a community policing council meeting this evening. We told you about the initiative back in May, which allows the community to dictate how LMPD works in certain neighborhoods. It's aimed at establishing a relationship between the two that's built on trust. That meeting will be from 6 to 8 tonight at the Wilderness Road Senior Center off Blue Lick Road. The group Friends of Public Art say it'll fight a judge's ruling preventing the return of the John B. Castleman statue in Cherokee Triangle. Judge Jennifer Bryant Wilcox denied the group's motion to reinstall it. The request came after the Kentucky Supreme Court gave the group a victory, recently finding a conflict of interest in the decision to remove the statue.
We again feel that they're improperly proceeding with this decision. So we think that they're not legally based, and we'll challenge that up to the Supreme Court if it takes it again.
That statue was repeatedly vandalized between 2017 and 2020 due to Castleman's ties to the Confederacy. He later fought for the Union. Steve Weiser and Friends of Public Art argue Castleman worked to keep the parks integrated and have proposed adding a memorial to the Cherokee Triangle spot to recognize those who fought park segregation. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg's office has already said repeatedly it has no plans to place the statue in its original location. It currently is in storage on a Metro lot. A popular pavilion in southwest Jefferson County, used for everything from community gatherings to weddings, is considered a loss after a Monday morning fire. Take a look at the aftermath of the fire at the Farnsley Mormon Landing Pavilion on the Ohio River. PRP Fire responded to the flames around 9:20 yesterday morning. One person was treated for smoke inhalation, and it's believed a nearby car with an electrical malfunction caught fire and then spread to that structure. This is what the pavilion looked like when firefighters arrived. This video from PRP. Firefighters say they do not believe that fire was set deliberately. In a Facebook post, Riverside, the Farnsley Mormon Landing, wrote it's heartbroken to lose the David Armstrong Pavilion, but grateful no one was hurt. A man in Elizabethtown is dead after police say he was hit by a train. E-Town police said officers located 64-year-old John Duncan at the railroad crossing off Dixie Avenue around 1:30 Monday afternoon. He died at the scene. The coroner's office, the police department there, and CSX Railroad are handling that investigation. The UPS Teamsters are rallying for better benefits in the midst of negotiations for a new labor contract. If an agreement is not made in the next week, this could directly affect you and the timing of your deliveries. Now, 2 rallies took place this morning, one at the Louisville Centennial Hub, the other at UPS Worldport. Our Jim Stratman spoke to those in attendance this morning about those requests.
What you're seeing behind me is a rally for UPS workers working to negotiate a new contract. Now, one thing they wanted to emphasize is this is not a strike. That will come later on if a new contract is not agreed by July 31st.
If this company's harassment of employees blows...
Teamsters officials used this morning's rally as a chance to give everyone a status report on the negotiations.
We do not have a deal with the company yet, although we're close. They walked away from the bargaining table on July the 5th, and we're waiting to get back together with them.
Officials at Teamsters say that when UPS walked away from the table, the deal was already 90% done. There were just a few points to iron out, one of them being pay for part-time employees.
They said, well, we just don't have any more money to give. Well, UPS is a very rich and prosperous company. They got plenty of money. And the reason why they have that money is because of the work off our members' backs.
It's just really frustrating because I am a part-timer. Yes, I have a second job, absolutely, you know. Of course, I'm here for the benefits, a lot of us are. But I still bring some numbers to the table, and I have integrity. It's just so frustrating to see something I think that's so simple, such a simple thing, to show, you know what, we do care, and boy, wouldn't that look good.
UPS did send out a statement earlier today saying that they have made steady progress with the Teamsters on a wide array of issues. They did acknowledge the rally and said that they plan and expect to reach an agreement before the contract runs out. Teamsters officials say that obviously the goal is to agree a new contract that is the best they can possibly get for these workers. But if that does not come by July 31st, we are told to not make any bones about it. They are ready to go on strike beginning August 1st. Reporting in Louisville, Jim Stratman, WHAS11 on your side.